Yesterday we covered the mindfulness of the postures of the body with 4 basic postures: walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. There are other postures, but these are the most common ones that we assume on a daily basis. Like right now, all of us are probably in a sitting position. Before we enter into meditation, we are probably lying down, sleeping. And afterwards, if you want to went to have shower, you want to go to shower, you will be walking, you'll be standing first, and then walk to the washroom. These are the most common postures that we assume. The next one, we extend, we carry mindfulness further. The next exercise carries the extension of mindfulness a step further. This exercise called mindfulness and clear comprehension, sati sampajana, adds to the bare awareness an element of understanding. When performing any action, one performs it with full awareness or clear comprehension. Going and coming, looking ahead and looking aside, bending, stretching, dressing when you wear your shirt, eating, drinking, even urinating and defecating. Shifu always say, 帮晒. Falling asleep, waking up. Since he's not here. Falling asleep, waking up, speaking, remaining silent. Goes both ways. When you speak, you are aware of it. When you remain silent, you are also aware of it. All become occasions for the progress of meditation when done with clear comprehension. In the commentaries, clear comprehension is explained as 4-fold. First, understanding the purpose of the action. In other words, recognizing its aim and determining whether the aim accords with the Dharma. Understanding suitability. In other words, knowing the most efficient means to achieve one's aim. Understanding the range of meditation. In other words, keeping the mind constantly in a meditative frame, even when engaged in action. And the fourth one, the last one, understanding without delusion. Seeing the action as an impersonal process devoid of a controlling ego entity. This last aspect will be explored more thoroughly in the last chapter on the development of wisdom. Let's take a look at where this is from. Footnote 55. Somathera, the way of mindfulness. This is what I meant when I mentioned that you can apply mindfulness to everything that you do on a daily basis. Before, we covered the 4 basic postures, but now any action listed down here, going and coming, looking ahead and looking aside. Yeah. These are actually just some of the actions, but it can apply to anything that you do. Even just taking off your specs, be mindful, be aware. Putting on your specs, be mindful that aware that I'm putting on my specs. When you close your eyes, be mindful that you are closing your eyes. When you open your eyes, be mindful. I'm not sure everyone applies mindfulness to blinking before. But it's probably a little bit too fast to be aware of it. Yeah. But you can try and let us know. All becomes occasions for the progress of meditation when done with clear comprehension. In the commentaries, clear comprehension, there are 4 folds: understanding the purpose of the action, whether its aim is accords with the Dharma. If you go back to earlier text, you can decide whether the aim of the action is wholesome or unwholesome. What is wholesome and what is unwholesome? Still recall? There are 10 actions. Let's look at them. 10 unwholesome. 10 causes of unwholesome karma. Very quickly: destroying life, taking what is not given, wrong conduct in regard to sense pleasures. For verbal action, false speech, slanderous, harsh speech, idle chatter, covetousness, ill will, wrong view. These are the 10 wholesome deeds that you can use as a basis to decide whether your aims, the aim of your actions accords with the Dharma. If it's unwholesome, then it does not accord with the Dharma. If it's wholesome, then it accords with the Dharma. Let's go back. Second, understanding suitability. Knowing the most efficient means to achieve one's aim. What are some examples of this? Most efficient means. Probably when you want to buy groceries, you can either walk to NTUC or Giant and then get your groceries. But it's probably more efficient if you order groceries online, and it could be cheaper as well. You don't have to spend time walking, going to the groceries, get all the stuff, pick up all the stuff from shelves, and then paying at the cashier and then walk back home. Yeah, you would probably spend more time if you do that compared to ordering groceries online. And on some occasion, ordering online could be cheaper as well. This is one example I can think of. Understanding the range of meditation, keeping the mind constantly in a meditative state, in a meditative frame, even when engaged in action. This goes back again to all these actions listed before. Whatever you are doing, be aware of the exact thing that you are doing. That's number 3. The last one, understanding without delusion. Seeing the action as an impersonal process, devoid of a controlling ego entity. This is similar to the last line mentioned here. It reveals that the body is not a self or the belonging of a self, but merely a configuration of living matter subject to the directing influence of volition. We will explore this again further in the next chapter, the last chapter, the development of wisdom. Any question or comments for this paragraph? If not, let's continue reading. Chaikon, would you like to read?
The next 2 sections on mindfulness of the body present analytical contemplations intended to expose the body's real nature. One of these is the meditation on the body's unattractiveness, already touched on in connection with right effort. The other, the analysis of the body into the 4 primary elements. The first, the meditation on unattractiveness, is designed to counter infatuation with the body, especially in its form of sexual desire. The Buddha teaches that the sexual drive is a manifestation of craving, thus a cause of dukkha that has to be reduced and extricated as a precondition for bringing dukkha to an end. The meditation aims at weakening sexual desire by depriving the sexual urge of its cognitive underpinning, the perception of the body essentially alluring. Sensual desire rises and falls together with this perception. It springs up because we view the body as attractive. It declines when this perception of beauty is removed. The perception of bodily attractiveness in turn lasts only so long as the body is looked at superficially, grasped in terms of selected impressions. To counter that perception, we have to refuse to stop with these impressions, but proceed to inspect the body at a deeper level with a probing scrutiny grounded in these passions.
Thanks, Chaikon. Okay, we continue on with the next 2 sessions on mindfulness of the body. There are 2 analytical contemplations intended to, here, expose the body's real nature. The first one, meditation on the body's unattractiveness. Slightly touched on in the previous chapter in connection with right effort. The second one, the analysis of the body into 4 primary elements. What are the 4 primary elements? We will take a look at the paragraphs to come. The first meditation on unattractiveness. Let's take a look at the footnotes as well, 56. Asubha Bhavana, the same subject is also called the perception of repulsiveness, Patikula Sanya, and mindfulness concerning the body, Kayagata Sati. This is specifically designed to counter infatuation with the body, especially in its form of sexual desire. The Buddha teaches that The sexual desire is a manifestation of craving, thus a cause of dukkha, cause of suffering, that has to be reduced and extricated as a precondition for bringing dukkha to an end. Let's define extricated here. Free someone or something from a constraint or difficulty. Extract, free, release, disentangle, get out, remove. Yeah. That has to be removed as a precondition for bringing dukkha to an end. This meditation aims at weakening, dampening sexual desire by depriving the sexual urge of its cognitive underpinning. Let's define this word, underpinning. The foundation, a solid foundation laid below ground level to support or strengthen ability. Depriving the urge of its cognitive foundation. The perception of the body as sensually alluring. Sensual desire rises and falls together with this perception. What perception? The perception that the body is attractive, is sensually alluring. It springs up, sexual desire springs up because we feel the body as attractive. The other way around, it declines, the sexual desire declines when this perception of beauty is removed. The attractiveness, the perception of bodily attractiveness lasts only so long as the body is looked at superficially, grasped in terms of selected impressions. To counter that perception, we have to stop with this impression. We have to refuse to stop with these impressions, but proceed to inspect the body at a deeper level with a probing scrutiny grounded in dispassion. Let's take a look. What does scrutiny means? Critical observation or examination, inspection, scan, study. Okay, let's read one more paragraph to find out how to proceed with this mindfulness of the body or the unattractiveness of the body. One more paragraph. Saikon, would you like to nominate next person to read?
Sister Esther, do you mind? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Precisely, this is what Precisely, this is what is undertaken in the meditation on unattractiveness, which turns back the tide of sensuality by pulling away its perceptual prop. The meditation takes one's own body as object, since for a neophyte to start off with the body of another, especially a member of the opposite sex, might fail to accomplish the desired result. Using visualization as an aid, one mentally dissects the body into its components and investigates them one by one, bringing their repulsive nature to light. The text mentions 32 parts: head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, marrows, kidneys, heart, liver, diaphragm, spleen, lungs, large intestines, small intestines, stomach, contents, excrement, brain, bowel, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, snot, spittle, synovial fluid, and urine. The repulsiveness of the parts implies the same for the whole. The body seen close up is truly unattractive, its beautiful appearance for a mirage. But the aim of this meditation must not be misapprehended. The aim is not to produce aversion and disgust, but detachment, to extinguish the fire of lust by removing its will.
Thanks, Esther. We will elaborate on this paragraph tomorrow, and I will prepare a clip that can explain this much better. For today, any questions or comments before we wrap up? Let's briefly take a look at the footnotes 57. For details, see Visuddhimagga again. Okay. Any question or comments? If not, let's do a dedication. 愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了。普愿罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道。阿弥陀佛. Till we meet again, may we be guided by the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Have a clear comprehension day ahead. Thanks everyone for participating again. I'll see you guys next time.